And just exactly who is Corinne Bush? By day, a video game director. By night, they cosplay as a woman. Correction, they cosplay as a chick all the time. Ooh. This is what a Zoom call looks like? Is Corinne Bush even in this lineup? I can't tell in this sea of cosplayers who are one gender and then another. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Seethe, if you want to see Cope, then I give to you... It's Eddie/Unifade Walker. Now, people call this guy a trans. I think they're Dylan Mulvaney in disguise. This is a woman who just cuts her and styles her hair like a man and speaks with a female voice. So I think, really, it's an ambiguous Dylan Mulvaney clone, except very overweight, who lives in the wee Scottish hills of Edinburgh or Glasgow, maybe. I have no idea. But earlier on in the week, Eddie was seething and coping because, as you know, BioWare have let go of a lot of their people, and in some instances, I'm kind of glad they've gone. Some have even defected over to write the Ghost of Yotei or Yotei. Oh my, so that game is doomed with Sony and Sucker Punch. Can't wait for that. So this clip here, folks, is 46 seconds long, and just watch what Eddie has to say. It's pretty hilarious.
Because Veilguard chose to represent, I guess. I don't know. However...
Oh, by the way, just to give you a bit of context here, folks, Eddie is pissed because she is not going to have any access to BioWare again. Her best friend, Corinne Bush, no relation to Kate Bush. Or is it Boucher? Or is that something else? Who knows?
It's like that singer, Sade. Well, my name is spelled Sade, but I pronounce it Sade. Great, my name's Dennis. I'm going to pronounce it Teflon, okay?
He's no longer contacting Eddie because Corinne Bush has gone over to Wizards of the Coast to ruin that franchise of the next game they put out. And don't forget, Wizards of the Coast are the same people who are with Archetype Entertainment, who are releasing the Exodus video game, which is also being created by two ex-BioWare people. You see, it's a very long chain of absolute, I'm getting into bed with whom today. It's so funny, but let's carry on.
It's just a lot. It's just a whole lot. Because now I'm in a position
69?
where I don't think BioWare is on my side.
But were they ever on your side, Eddie? That's the big question is, were they ever on your side? I think the answer is absolutely no.
And that's... I'm in a position now where for the first time, I don't think BioWare has the right intentions. Because Veilguard chose top surgery scars are also included in this for all of our trans and non-binary rooks out there.
They didn't choose you. Holy crap, that is the weirdest amount of cope I have ever seen. Even Angry Joe below her couldn't stand the game. I mean, again, long time Dragon Age fans felt betrayed by this ridiculous entry they called Veilguard because it was originally called Dreadnought, which sounded awesome, but then when the final game dropped, it was like a big massive turd from the sky. So again, I'm not surprised about that. Now you're probably thinking, Jace, what's this got to do with today's actual video?
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
On today's episode of Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Okay, you can come.
Are you coming?
Kind of busy right now.
And I'm coming for it, Ken. I'm coming for the fucking money, you piece of shit.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling...
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog.
This is the greatest show I've seen in my life.
Duke Nukem likes this guy.
People, I get the same feeling, so I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
So in this article from That Part Place, the CEO of EA, Andrew Wilson, attempts to explain why the game of Dragon Age the Failguard, well, failed dismally. Not because of its identity politics, no, because it lacks live service elements. Are you kidding me, Andrew? But then again, this is the same Andrew who just stares at something non-stop and cannot get distracted.
And what we really want
build more into the game.
Oh, you, Mr. Wilson, have a look at these bubbly beauties enjoying time in the sun.
With respect to the needs and motivations of our player base. I think what we've seen is
Andrew,
the team delivered
look at these artificial boobies right here.
PC, mobile, and
Andrew. Oh, you know what? Forget it. I think you're gay, dude. So again, folks, the reason why this is worth laughing at, because nobody wants live service games. I mean, I might have another video out today, folks, regarding that, but Electronic Farts CEO Andy Wilson addressed the disaster that is DAV, the Veilguard, but his response is very out of touch. The reason is, if you look at Andrew Wilson, he looks like an accountant. I know he's an Australian dude. I don't care about that. And the point is, if this guy actually sat down and played video games, he would empathize with people like not just you or me, but the folks who make his video games for him. Now, FIFA obviously is not a thing anymore. It's just a husk of what it used to be, because again, FIFA probably wanted to break free of any more contractual deals with EA, or maybe EA didn't want to pay up any more hiked contractual fees to keep the license going. I don't know, and I don't really care. But honestly, if Andrew Wilson was passionate, he would actually empathize. He would probably not accept bonuses and just actually defer the bonus and spread it amongst his employees. But I think there's a contractual agreement that he can't do that, which I find absolutely abhorrent. And if I was in Andrew Wilson's shoes, I would be saying, look, right, guys, DICE, I want a Bad Company 3 and a 4 and a 5 and bring back the same actors. Do you understand?
Rated M for mature.
He's got that control. He can do that, but he won't do that because he's all about crunching numbers, wearing a nice suit, wearing an expensive watch. I mean, the dude made an obscene amount of money last year alone in bonuses. I mean, he made more than what you and I can fathom in a lifetime. Is absolutely ridiculous. And they just listen to this guy drone on and on about how comic books and other forms of media except video games might become like video games. And remember, this is the same EA dude who destroyed Visceral Studios, the people behind the Dead Space games, because people don't want to play single player games anymore. Yes, they do, Andrew. It's just that you, when you wipe your bottom in the morning and give it a good sniff afterwards, you don't care. You're just about making money and everything else. This is the same Andrew Wilson, by the way, and if the rumors are to be believed, might become the new Bob Iger of Disney. And the way Disney are milking subscribers at the moment, because they lost over 700,000 at the beginning of this fiscal quarter year, well, what chance has he got to do to bring that brand back up to life again when Bob Iger steps down? Well, your guess is as good as mine. So this is what Wilson says. He admitted that Veilguard engaged around 1.5 million players, but that number fell short by nearly 50% of EA's expectations. However, Wilson never actually said that it sold 1.5 million copies, just that the game engaged that many players. A critical distinction that suggests Electronic Farts is playing with its numbers and leaning on subscription services to soften the blow, of course, because it's like Disney getting in Hulu, a very successful streaming service. They make great content, but it's not Disney content. So I find that so misleading and misinformative, actually, if you think about it. But nobody likes the live service element in video games. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was dog shit. People just bowed out of that straight away. As soon as they knew what was happening in that game, they walked and turned the other way. They did a Minister of Silly Walks like John Cleese did in the Monty Python TV shows back in the day. And again, when you got somebody who's out of touch like Andrew Wilson, why are bozos like him running the show when it comes to video games? What video games needs is a good kick up the arse. It needs people like me to walk into an office in a nice suit and some really fancy sneakers and say, listen, I'm going to run the show from now on. This is the budget we're going to allocate each year. I want booth babes to come back to E3. And if E3 won't have us, we'll do our own electronic arts type showcase every year. Booth babes, big natural titties, swimming in cakes or swimming in their cakes perhaps. Going back to the old debauched days of video gaming where, miraculously enough, when you behave that way, you actually made great video games. But now, just like the film industry, the video gamers can't talk about this, they can't talk about that, and we're going to offend people's sensibilities. When in fact, the only people that are actually hurting are them, because if they don't sell us the product that we want, which is a good single player experience, chucking some hot dames as part of the advertising campaign like it used to be, and people might be inclined to go and spend money. We don't want political, ideological nonsense in a video game. We just want to play a video game. Andrew Wilson, how simple is that, sir? Apparently to you and your amoeba-like personality, I guess it isn't. But on that one, folks, if you were me, and if I were you, you should return for the next video.
Say and what we really want